All right, YouTube, this your boy D coming right back at you with another tutorial here. Today's discussion is going to be parallel wiring of speakers and subwoofers. Okay, so what is parallel wiring? All right, so to run wires in parallel, what it does is it simply divides the resistance in half. Okay, so when you're talking about resistance, resistance is simply put what slows down the flow of power to your subwoofer. If you guys don't exactly know what that means, I have another tutorial up. Just go to my channel and you guys be able to see that. It explains the resistance and ohms rating of a subwoofer in depth. Okay, so moving on with this parallel tutorial, we're going to move on to example one. Example one, what you have is a subwoofer that has a dual 4 ohm subwoofer. I must point that out. That means that the voice coil has two different sides. It has two different voice coil. One side is 4 ohms and the other side is 4 ohms. So if you wire those two voice coils in parallel, what it's going to do is just like the definition up top said, it's going to divide their resistance in half. So 4 ohms divided by 2 ohms equals 2 ohms because it's going to divide it in half. Okay, so what does that mean in a real world example? Okay, so example 3 gives you more of a real world example of what this is and what it really means. So example 3 is showing you again a dual 4 ohm speaker. You see it's a dual 4 ohm. On one side you got 4 ohms, on the other side you got 4 ohms. And each of those voice coils have two inputs. You have the positive, you have the negative. Okay, so this is where it gets interesting right here. Okay, as you can see, the two positive terminals have been wired together and the two negative terminals have been wired together. Tell you why this is important. Basically what this is doing is it's cutting the resistance in half. It's saying that we're going to take each of these voice coils, right? We're going to take the wiring of them and we're going to double it. So the current flow through the positive wires are going to be put together, and that's going to make it, in theory, a larger wire. And the bigger the wire, the more flow of current can go through it. The bigger the wire, and remember, it's like a water pipe, just like water through a pipe. The bigger the wire, the bigger the pipe, the more water can flow through that pipe, the more electric current or power can flow through your speaker wire. So by doubling or putting those two positive terminals together, you essentially double the size of the wire. And that's why the resistance is cut in half. You understand? The same thing's going on there with the negative terminals. You've taken it, you put those two together, essentially making a bigger wire, and more current can flow through there. That's essentially what you're doing. Okay? So another thing I want to point out about parallel wiring is be very wary of the terminals that you use to run to your amplifier down here. Okay? Be very wary of that. Why? Because if you look at the blue lines is indicative of where the wires are going to come from the speaker to the amp. Right? Now, if you were to just wire this side right here, if you were just to wire this side, both these sides going to the amp, then you would essentially have done all this wiring in orange for nothing. Why? Because you're only wiring that voice coil and not the other voice coil. To yourself, you may be like, wait a minute, but I hooked all these wires up. Why isn't it, why isn't it a 2 ohm load? The reason why it's not is because you didn't include this side of it. You have to get one from here and you have to get one from here. It doesn't matter which one it is. In this example, I use this blue wire this negative terminal and this positive terminal. It could have been easily the other way around, this negative and that positive. It would have got the same results, the correct results, which would be a 2 ohm load to your amplifier. And that, people, is how you wire a dual voice coil in parallel. Thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps someone out. If you feel as though the tutorial could have been a little bit better, don't forget to leave a comment in the section below. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you do not like the video, give me a thumb down and tell me why you did not like the video, and I'll try my hardest to bring you guys better reviews in terms of this subject matter. Till next time, it's your boy D, and I'm out.